Although I have many names, I'm not a stranger to you. You may know me as a vampire, the Count Dracula, or maybe Vlad the Impaler. I don't use that much anymore. Or simply Dracula. And along with a host of other representations of evil, 'tis the season to be a little devilish. It's the Halloween season, and I cherish the recognition that comes with the season. So I came to visit you today. Coincidentally, it also happens to be World Polio Day, a special day in October set aside for remembering one so evil that his ability to inflict terror in the hearts of humanity is legendary. The current fright surrounding various diseases echoes a time our elders know well. Like a ghoul, polio seemed to choose its victims in random. When he did, fear gripped your villages like a vice. Quarantine the house, no public gatherings. Polio is cunning, unseen by the naked eye. He preys upon the children under the age of 5. He maims the little ones, leaving his victims to live out their lives with his signature twisting of their limbs. Occasionally he takes their breath, leaving one to live in an iron lung if they live at all, and ever so randomly he kills. There were times when people deeply feared leaving their homes when polio was near. In 1946, in Minnesota, very few gathered for public events or even private ones. No birthday parties, no going to the theater, no state fair. After doctors Salk and Sabin created their serum against polio in the mid-20th century, many here in the United States forgot about polio. However, 3 decades later, polio still claimed thousands of victims around the world. But it was Rotary International, who knew that complete annihilation of polio was possible. Rotaries forged the forces of World Health Organization, Centers for Disease Control, United Children's Fund, the Gates Foundation, and every government of every country in the world. That has indeed beaten back the beast. This year, 2022, polio has claimed 29 victims, primarily in 3 countries: Pakistan, Afghanistan, Malawi, Mozambique. Polio's home, judged by most of his victims, is in the darkest and most dangerous region of northern Pakistan. Rotarians have been remarkable vigilantes. Your legions of workers have stood up against some very tough adversaries. Fatigue in keeping your energy up, vying against other noble but competing Rotary interests, fighting apathy on the part of those who have no frame of reference for the scourge that is polio. And Rotary is making incredible progress in spite of polio's continued treachery that comes cloaked in myth, anti-immunization movements, and other diseases that draw resources away from the polio fight. Now is the time for your greatest and most aggressive campaign. Have you ever seen an entity fighting for its existence? That is what polio looks like when he's cornered. But one cannot let their guard down. Do you think your borders are so secure? Vigilance is the key. Syria hadn't had a victim of polio in a decade, but their warring distracted them from immunizations. Polio loves unrest. Polio moved in to take 22 fresh new victims. Polio must be totally annihilated so that the entire world is protected. Just 2 drops of serum delivered just like a treat on the tongues of children should do the trick. It's Halloween. I had to get trick or treat in the same sentence. We must garner every soul in the fight, because polio primarily uses unclean drinking water as a medium. Those who are squeamish about vaccination should look to give to the Rotary Foundation and direct their contribution for sanitation and safe water. This should keep you from fighting amongst yourselves and focused on the real threat that is polio. Have you ever considered the unintended consequences? Conquering polio will provide energy and excitement and funds available for the next worldwide endeavor on behalf of all humanity. The infrastructure created around polio immunization efforts lives on to improve healthcare initiatives in areas that previously had little or no healthcare system in place. And there is a correlation between improved health and peace. My motivation? Please, I'm all about a healthy humanity. Never doubt that you can make a difference in the world. You are this close to securing one of the greatest victories over evil diseases. To remember smallpox? Hardly. She's history. Polio should go the same way. Tell your friends and family, be forewarned. If you don't drive the stake into the heart of polio, millions of new victims can be expected. Eradication is achievable. Success will build economic benefit, better health, and disease monitoring, and build energy for the next worldwide endeavor of Rotary. Join your forces, storm polio's gates, bring the stake.